On the 29th of April 2019, I was in an accident. So it was a Monday morning and I had a meeting for 8 a.m. I was going to leave from my mom's house because I really wanted to get there early. And my plan was to leave before 6:30. Actually, my plan was to get in a BRT bus by 6:30. That way, I would get to my destination before 8 a.m. We all know how Lagos is. If you leave your house 5 minutes before a particular time, that's like extra 30 minutes for on traffic. Anyway, so I know I got to Mount 12 before 6:25 or thereabout. And if you know Mount 12 very well, there's a flyover bridge. So I got down at the other side, at one side, and I was supposed to cross under the bridge to the other side to get the bus. And my last memory from that morning actually was that I crossed from one side to under the bridge, and I was on my way to cross to go to I was on my way to get to the other side so I can cross the road to the BRT bus stop. I remember that particular day I passed under one of the lowest parts of the bridge, so I had to duck to be able to pass. That ducking, that bending my head was what I remembered last from that morning. And then everything became dark. No, not everything became dark. I was just not aware of anything, and by the time I became aware, apparently I was hit by a bike. So as I was crossing, the bike was coming from, it passed one way, so the bike wasn't even supposed to be there at all. And even if it wasn't even his lane, so it was at the other side. I don't know what happened. I don't have any recollection of even getting to the road. Like I said, my last memory was me under the bridge ducking. And so the bike hit me on my left leg. So I landed on my face. I basically landed here. So this place is still swollen now. This is over a month, so I'm almost healed, but it's not gone completely. I wish it was. But still, this place is still quite tender and a little bit painful. There was a slight, the discoloration is not as much as it was before, so my skin has healed. I bruised this skin here and on my head and my shoulder. Thankfully everything has healed. It's just for slight scarring, and I'm sure by the end of the year I should be fine and back to what it was before. So when I hit my head, I had a mild traumatic brain injury, also known as a concussion. I know I've heard about concussions before in movies, and I didn't really, I did not know how serious they were until my accident. And even in my experience, I didn't really know how bad it was until I read about it. I mean, the accident could have been worse. I could have died. I could have died. I could have broken my leg or my head. I could have cracked my skull. I could have broken my neck. It could have been really bad. It could have been much worse. And so in my gratefulness for the accident not being bad, I remember even describing the accident to a friend as a perfect accident. And I said that because everything that could have gone wrong didn't go wrong. Like the things that wouldn't have even been out of place because it was a mild traumatic brain injury didn't happen. My CT scan was clean, my x-rays were clean. So I underestimated the injury. I was really overwhelmed by the fact that the accident wasn't as bad as it could have been. And I was really grateful, but I learned the hard way, because every time I do Anyway, so when my when I was hit, I usually have my Samsung. I mean, I use the Samsung. I usually so I had two phones. A Samsung phone, a Samsung S7, and a small Nokia phone. I had the small Nokia phone in my backpack. I had a backpack at that point. I usually did, my Samsung had a ring at the back, so I usually wear my Samsung phone. And a friend said they called her at about 6:29. So I'm figuring that I probably was hit around 6:26, and I used fingerprints to lock my phone. So they probably unlocked my phone with my fingerprints. I used both thumbs, so whichever one. And they called the last person I spoke to on WhatsApp the previous night, which was Maiwa, my friend from secondary school. So she was the first person to know that I had an accident. And she sent a message to my secondary school group to ask for my mom's number. So reportedly, I was taken to 3 hospitals before I was attended to. So the first two hospitals rejected me. I was unconscious. Meanwhile, I actually was unconscious for over 30 minutes before I was revived. And so in all of the being unconscious, I was not aware. It was like I was not existing. I didn't know anything. It was like that space of my life was just empty. I was unconscious. You know, it's a different thing when you're dreaming, but I wasn't dreaming. Nothing was happening. So it was just like I went from docking under the bridge, like I said, my last memory, to everywhere being dark, and then I was as I was going on here, I was still I hadn't woken up at this point, but then everywhere was dark at first. Then I started hearing sounds, people around me. I could hear different sounds. I wasn't sure who was talking. And then it felt like I saw myself ducking under the bridge. So I was like, I was supposed to be going for a meeting. Why am I dreaming? And then I don't know if I opened my eyes first or I vomited first. But I know one of the things I did when I woke up was to vomit. At this point, I don't think my brain registered the fact that I was in pain. I was too confused to feel. I probably felt it, but I was giving more attention to the confusion. So I was too confused to even feel any pain. It was, and then the dizziness. Oh gosh, I was freaking dizzy. Freaking dizzy. And I hate, if there's anything I used to hate, or I still hate when I am sick, is nausea. But I even now hate vomiting the worst. Nausea is when you have the sensation to vomit, but it's really not coming. You just know your body's trying to figure out whether you should vomit or not, and it's so annoying because your stomach will ache. But you know that vomiting process is so annoying. And yeah, so and then I was really dizzy because of the mild traumatic brain injury that I sustained. You can read up on it. I don't want to go so much into that. I was I had headache. Yeah, I had headache. Initially, I had headache. I was freaking dizzy. Dizzy. It was like everywhere was when you say Tony Onion, that was it. It was like my eyes were moving by themselves. And the dizziness caused me to vomit. So it was just like this wave connection of the sensation from my brain. Once dizziness is there, it moves into my stomach and twists my stomach and causes me to vomit. I had extra sensitive. I was extra photosensitive to light. I was extra sensitive to light. So I had to, thankfully, or maybe not thankfully, but thankfully, I had the whole photosensitivity issue before, so I had recommended glasses for it, and thankfully it was in my bag. So I just when I came, I told them to. I know I asked for it. I really, my memory is horrible from this whole thing, so I'm just trying to piece out the things I remember. I really do remember a lot. So anyway, my memory is still horrible, like I said. I'm just trying to figure it out. Okay, so from the hospital, my mom came there, my colleague was able to come there. Taiwo was the first person to get to, that's Taiwo Lubodo, baby girl. She was the first person to get to the third hospital, if I remember, if I'm correct. But that, because it looked, oh my gosh, the amount of people that came to see me that day. So in the first, it happened around 6:30. I know I became conscious again after 7. So I was basically out for over 30 minutes. And everybody came. My friends from secondary school, my mom was already on her way to work when Taiwo called her, so she came back. And my mom, my cousins, everybody, almost everybody from work came. I was so confused, and my memory is better now. Now I even remember things. My memory was still bad, so I would even forget that somebody was there until I spoke to them later. Even till I was talking to my cousin, I remember that when she came, the word that, okay, I'm jumping. Let me take it slowly. So I was in the hospital where I was admitted first. That was the third hospital that accepted me. Was not too far from out of, and so they were able to revive me and all of that. My mom came, and my mom is a nurse, so and my dad is a doctor, so know that the whole health thing was on point. They knew what to do, they knew where to go, they knew what was going on. So from there, after I had been revived, I think I vomited once. They called Lagos State ambulance, last ambulance, and yeah, I was taken from there to Ikorodu General Hospital, the accident and emergency department. In all of this, I was still confused. I was confused. I wasn't in pain. I don't know if they gave me anything, but I can't. Maybe I can't remember being in so much pain. The dizziness was what was the major thing, and I think slight headache. But the headache wasn't even. No, it was just really slight. I don't think I really felt it that much, but it was just dizziness and the vomiting and the whole. I couldn't walk. So I couldn't walk, and I couldn't walk because I wasn't stable. I hit my head, so I lost my balance. So I lost my balance. So okay, I digress. I was taken from the hospital, the first one that admitted me, to Ikorodu General Hospital, and after being admitted, yeah, they had to take me to get an X-ray done for my leg and a CT scan for my head. At that point, nobody noticed the injury on my shoulder. Nobody. Oh, and then by now my phone had been stolen. I don't know whoever, maybe the person that my friend called, or whoever called my friend, already turned off my phone. And funny thing is, it was a lady, so she spoke to Taiwo. Anyway, I don't even want to talk about it. My phone was stolen. Yeah, it was stolen. They went through my bag and took all my money. I had about 6K. Yeah, basically went through my bag and took all my money, and they took the charger too. But thankfully, they left my power bank and my phone. So I still have those. And okay, so from the X-ray and CT scan, I was back to the ward. I wasn't aware of so many things around me. I just wanted to rest. Really, all my body was asking for was rest. It was like it was just chanting rest. sleep. I really just wanted to. I couldn't even open my eyes because I mean photosensitive, and what, I was really dizzy. So opening my eyes was a lot of work, and so they gave me. By the time I was leaving General Hospital the next day, I left the next evening. I'd collected almost 7 drips. I was on the seventh one, but I didn't finish it because I had to go. And interestingly, before, a week before, so I was still talking to my mom about how, oh, I'd never collected drip in my life. I remember an incident in my childhood. We had a hospital. So I remember in particular that I was crying. I was really upset. I was crying and asking my mom to please give me drip. I don't know why I thought it was a good thing. So they basically ended up tying me to a bed in the ward with a catheter, and I was so happy because I mean in my head as a young girl I thought I was being given a drip. Anyway, so we laughed about that, not knowing that a week later I was actually going to be given. I really was lucky. I could have broken my leg, I could have broken my skull, I could have cracked my skull. My neck was, I mean, nothing. When I read about, when I eventually, after when I took, when I went back to my mom's. My mom took. Let me just use this opportunity to thank my mom again. I don't even think I can even thank her enough for just like, I have an awesome mom. Let's just know that. But in my 25 years, and how, like, in her nurturing me as a child and her love, how she has shown me love and how she has taken care of me, I still was shocked or surprised by how much, because I became very dependent. I couldn't. She was the one that would take me to the bathroom, and I would just sit down on the toilet seat and she would have my bath for me. She cooked for me. She basically took too much care of me. I I was up, and I'm not the kind of person that is dependent. Most times when I'm even sick, I still get around. Most people don't even know that I'm sick. So this was the first time in so long that I remember. I don't think I've ever, maybe as a child, I don't think I had ever been sick to the point, since I became an adult or a young adult or even a teenager. I don't think I'd never been that sick to be able to be dependent on people. And my mom was down for me. My mom and my cousin Miriam, they took really good care of me. My mom was always checking on me, picking up on me, asking me, what are you going to eat? Are you okay? Should I bring you water? Will you eat apple? It was just a lot of, well, I really haven't seen my mom that way before. I'd never been that sick. And I knew it was stressful for the two of them. It really was. At least the first, apart from the fact that they were taking care of me, it was also a case of they were worried. They were still shook by the accidents, and me, I was just sleeping. I really was just sleeping for like, I know I probably slept for 20 hours, the first 20 hours each day for like the first few days. I was always sleeping because, like I said, my body was just asking for rest. Apparently, the cure, when I say cure, the solution, when you have a mild traumatic brain injury, what is recommended is for you to rest, because there's really nothing else that can, no drugs, no injection, nothing else can heal you. You need to rest. And so that's what I've been doing for the past over a month. Yeah, over a month. For that's what I've been doing. I've been resting, and sometimes it even feels like, it feels like I'm not even resting enough. I mean, I'm not used to sleeping, staying at home. But one thing is, when your body's talking to you. So there are times that maybe I'll probably watch TV for too long. Too long is like watching for 2 hours, or reading it, I couldn't even read a book in the beginning because my body wasn't, it was like my body was saying, no, we're not doing that. I couldn't, I was really just sleeping at home. Like I said, my mom was really worried. So I can imagine the state that she was. And one of the things that even made me realize how bad for her was, she said when she got the call and she was on her way back on her way to the hospital, she kept on looking at my WhatsApp profile picture and she was like, if I had died, is that how they'll be looking for a fine picture of me to do obituary? I'm just really grateful that I wasn't a source of sadness or sorrow for my loved ones. One of my major prayers of all times that I always say all the time is, may I or my sibling never, or my siblings and my friends never be sources of sorrows to our loved ones. I never want to be the reason my parents are sad. I never want to be the reason my loved ones are crying. And I'm thankful that this experience didn't lead to that. I mean, I could have died, like I said. And if there's anything I know about death, is that the person that dies is gone. Like, you're gone. It's the people that you live on earth that are left to deal with your death. They are the ones that are left to mourn and grieve, and it's really not the. I'm just thankful. I really am just thankful, and I got so much love. I got so much love, so much. I can't say that. I got so much love from family, friends, and my colleagues at work, my bosses. I'm just really thankful for everybody, every single person, everybody that came to meet me at the hospital, everybody that called. There were even some of my friends that called. For everyone, that I'm really thankful for the people that rescued me. I mean, they could have left, but they didn't have to. They really didn't have to. It was a Monday morning. They probably had work to do. They didn't have to. They really didn't have to, but they did. They rescued me. Took me from took me to not first hospital, but took me from the first hospital to the second one to the third one before I was admitted. And the man that actually rescued me, I haven't seen him, and I'm going to see him. The man that actually rescued me called a few days after to check up on me, and I was still too tired to really speak, and I know I told him, Shay, thank you very much, and then I gave the phone to my mom because I was very tired. But I'm really grateful for the stranger that saved me, for the woman who allegedly almost stole my phone but still made sure to call my friends to alert them, to all my friends and family, my dad, my mom. I can't even imagine how their emotional state at that point. They were worried. They really were worried. Especially before I did my X-ray. I remember at the hospital, I remember seeing my dad's face, seeing my mom and my dad when I was in the first hospital, and I remembered how I know I couldn't really, I was still struggling with being conscious, sober. I couldn't really register, but I knew the looks on their faces were not. I wouldn't want to see that again. I wouldn't really ever want to see them in that state again. It was. But thankfully, I'm good now. But I got so much love from my colleagues, my bosses, my friends. So I'm thankful. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Dad. Mayowa, thank you so much for handling it the way you did. I know you, so I know how you would have been at that point, at that morning. Thank you, Taiwo, for getting there first. I can't even thank you. I can't start mentioning everybody's name because so many people were involved in this entire process. too many people. Too many people. Is it Miriam? Is it Mrs. Arole, which is like my mom, who got Lasambos for us? She used to work at Lasambos. Who got Lasambos for us? She works in general hospital, so she basically did all the admission runs, make sure I was comfortable, make sure I got the best doctors to attend to me. She, is, I'm just too thankful. I'm very thankful. If there's anything I learned from this accident or incident, is that if I had died at that point, if that was my last morning on earth, if that was it, if that was the end of my story, I would have been content. I would have been fine. Maybe not content, because I really still want to do so many. I would have been sad that I didn't get to do so many things that I want to do in this life. So many things. But given the circumstances, given the my upbringing, my financial status, and everything, I was I would have been satisfied with how I lived my life up to that point. Yes, but that's the story. So the last time you spoke to me could have been the last time ever, but thankfully it wasn't. And yeah, it wasn't.